Okay, welcome to another fantastic edition of a Chromecast Learning Gemara assignment. Okay, so continuing where we left off in our Gemara, we just started a brand new sugya giving some specific examples of Tashlumin. If you remember from our previous sugya, where you guys just had a test, the basic rule is pretty simple. If you made a mistake, again, not on purpose, but if you made a mistake and you miss Shachrit, and you miss Mincha, and you miss Mariv, again, any one of those individual situations, if you missed the Tefillah, at the next davening, you can repeat Shemona Esrei twice. The first Shemona Esrei being for, pause for dramatic effect, first one for the new Tefillah, the one that you're doing. The second Tefillah is the repetition. And as long as you made a mistake, that is the halacha, that's what works. Again, if you missed on purpose, totally different halacha, then you will not be allowed to make it up. You will not be allowed to do Tashlumin. Our Gemara, the one that we're starting right now, that we started the other day, is dealing with two specific cases of missing a Shemona Esrei where your repetition is going to be a different type of Shemona Esrei. And the question is, are you allowed to repeat? So let's look at it inside. This is the answer key, but let's look at the blank sheet in front of you. You should already have some of your translations in from the other day. I think we did this on last Wednesday, but let's review. Tanu Rabbanan, which is a blue word, which means it's a key word. So please, if you have not yet done so, highlight the phrase Tanu Rabbanan, which means our rabbis taught in a breita. Ta'a, another key word in this whole sugya, the last two sugyas actually. Ta'a, if a person made a mistake, v'lo hitpalel, and he didn't daven mincha be'erev Shabbos, you didn't daven mincha on Friday. Again, our rabbis teach in a breita. Ta'a, if a person made a mistake, someone made a mistake, v'lo hitpalel, and did not daven mincha on erev Shabbos, didn't daven mincha on Friday, mitpalel b'leil Shabbat shtayim, you can daven 2 Shemona Esreis on Friday night davening. Friday Shabbos davening. Now, Friday Shabbos davening Mariv is different than Mincha on Friday. It's a shorter Shemona Esrei, and that's why I had you write. Please make sure you wrote this down. In other words, it's right blocking my head. In other words, you can daven 2 Shabbat Mariv Shemona Esreis and make up for your missed weekday Mincha, even though the words will be different. It's a much shorter Shemona Esrei on Friday night Mariv. Friday night Shabbos Mariv, there's only 7 brachot. But those 7 brachot, you can repeat those 7 brachot twice, and it will count for your Friday Mincha. That's case number 1. Let's go into case number 2. This case can happen. I actually heard that this has happened. This could happen any Shabbos. This almost happened to me this past Shabbos. Tav, a person made a mistake. V'lo hitpalel, and he didn't daven mincha b'Shabbos. We're now in line 8. You didn't daven mincha on Shabbos. Okay, so let's say this past Shabbos, you missed mincha. You got distracted by the Bnei Akiva Shabbaton, even though it wasn't for you. You got distracted by it, and you didn't daven mincha. Line number 9. Mitpalel b'motzei Shabbat shtayim shel chol. The reverse works as well. Mitpalel b'motzei Shabbat. You can daven on Saturday night shtayim shel chol. 2 weekday marivs, which is very interesting. You can daven 2 weekday marivs. One which is for, again, the first one is going to be for Mariv, Motzei Shabbos Mariv. The second one will be for Mincha. Okay, just pause there for a second because I wanted to get a sitter for this next part. Again, I'm going to daven 2 Marivs. Now, Mariv on Motzei Shabbos has one special feature to it that's different than Mariv on all the other weeks. I got my sitter over here. Let's see if this can be seen. Let me try to bring it up to the front of the camera. You got this special gray paragraph of Atah Chonantanu. Let's try to get it right there. Atah Chonantanu. Special paragraph for Mariv on Motzei Shabbos. This is basically Havdalah. This is you saying Havdalah. There's a whole discussion why we say Havdalah in Tefillah, and we also say what's called Havdalah al Hakos, We say Havdalah, like we know about, over a cup of wine and the candle. When you ask people what is Havdalah, they think the cup and the candle and the flame and the bisamim. But there's also Havdalah and Tefillah. This is the paragraph. This is Havdalah of Tefillah that we say in the bracha of Atah Chonein Le'adam Da'at. One more time. Got the bracha of Atah Chonein Le'adam Da'at, right? And we've got this big paragraph of Atah Chonein. So the question is, if I'm davening 2 Shmona Esreis at Mariv, because I miss Mincha and Shabbos, so when do I say this paragraph? So most of you should know by now, again, the first tefillah that I say when I'm doing 2 tefillot, the first one is for that particular Shmona Esreis, for that time. Which means the first time I'm davening, it's for Mariv. The second time is the Mincha replacement. So keep that in mind as we go through this next part. So again, Shtayim Shachol, I'm davening 2 weekday Shmona Esreis. Mavdil Barishona. I only say that paragraph of Atah Chonein, or I say Havdalah Barishona. I say Havdalah on the first Shmona Esrei. Ve'eno Mavdil Bashniya. And I don't say Havdalah on the second Shmona Esrei. Okay, I say Havdalah on the first Shmona Esrei. I do not say Havdalah on the second Shmona Esrei. And now the Gemara goes on. V'im hivdil bashniya. This gets interesting. Let's say I made a mistake. And when I davened the first time, I skipped Atah Chonein. And the second Shmona Esrei, I said Atah Chonein. So again, to translate this, it's V'im hivdil bashniya. If I said Havdalah, if I said this bracha of Atah Chonein, if I said it on the second Shmona Esrei, listen to this. V'lo hivdil barishona, and let's say I didn't say Havdalah at the first Shmona Esrei, Shniya altalo, your second one, your second Shmona Esrei, altalo means counts. Your second Shmona Esrei will count. Rishona lo altalo. Your first Shmona Esrei will not count. Will not count. If we're going to go over that together, let's look at the good copy for a second. This is very important. Mavdil barishona, we said again. He should say Havdalah. If you didn't get this down, please get this down. You can pause the screen for a second if you need to. He should say Havdalah, the addition of Atah Chonein in the bracha of Chonein Hadat, in the first Shmona Esrei, right? You should say this Atah Chonein bonus in your first Shmona Esrei. In other words, the one that is supposed to be, all right, the Shmona Esrei, that is supposed to be for Mariv on Motzei Shabbos. Ve'eno Mavdil Bashniya. He should not say Havdalah, right, this addition of Atah Chonein, during the second Shmona Esrei, which is replacing his Mis Mincha. Okay, but this is our new part. Ve'im hivdil bashniya, and if, and I wrote in brackets, he made a mistake. It doesn't say it in the words, but that's what it means. If you made a mistake, and you said the Havdalah, this Atah Chonein, in the second Shmona Esrei, v'lo hivdil barishona, but you said the Havdalah in the second Shmona Esrei, v'lo hivdil barishona, but you did not say, I'm going to move my head over here to this corner, which gives a little more space, but did not say the Havdalah in the first Shmona Esrei, which was for Mariv, Shniya altalo, your second Shmona Esrei counts as a good, valid Shmona Esrei. Rishona lo altalo, but his first Shmona Esrei does not count as a good, valid Shmona Esrei, and you'll have to repeat it again. In other words, you're going to have to say 3 Shmona Esreis in the end, because think about it. Guys, this is where we got to really think. I miss Mincha. Now I get to Mariv. I'm davening Mariv. So now, and I've got to do 2 Shmona Esreis. My first Mariv, like we said, is for Mariv. That means this Mariv I need to say Havdalah. But let's say I didn't. I forgot to do it. So now my second Shmona Esrei, which I thought was for Mincha, but for this one I do Havdalah, it's almost like that first Shmona Esrei doesn't count at all, because you thought it was like Mincha or something. It doesn't count. The second Shmon Esrei, which again is for Mariv, which again was supposed to be for Mincha, that second Shmon Esrei, you said Havdalah, that's going to count for your Mariv. But now you need to say another Shmon Esrei to replace your Mincha. So I'll say it one more time, because it gets confusing. I hear it. If I miss Mincha on Shabbos, I got to say 2 Shmon Esreis. The first one, I'm supposed to say Havdalah. The second one, I'm not supposed to say Havdalah, because the second one is really Mincha that I missed. But let's say I didn't say Havdalah here. That means that this Shmon Esrei, the second Shmon Esrei, the first Shmon Esrei, let's say I didn't say Havdalah, but the second Shmon Esrei I did say Havdalah. This Shmon Esrei, the second Shmon Esrei is going to count for Mariv. And I'll now need to say another Shmon Esrei, it's confusing, to count as my Mincha. So in the end, my second Shmon Esrei, where I said Havdalah, will count as Mariv. My first Shmon Esrei won't count at all. And my third Shmon Esrei will count for my Mincha. So in the end, I'm going to say 3 Shmon Esreis. Again, if I said Mariv on Motzei Shabbos after missing Mincha and didn't say Shmon Esrei and didn't say Havdalah, I didn't say Havdalah over here, this Shmon Esrei doesn't count. If I said Havdalah in the second Shmon Esrei, this Havdalah counts as my Mariv, and then I'll need another Shmon Esrei to count as my Tashlumin to count for my Mincha. So it gets a little confusing, okay? So look at those. I think the finger example is probably the most clear. If I said Shmon Esrei on Motzei Shabbos, okay, I missed Mincha, so I feel really bad. I missed Mincha. So I'm going to be doing 2 Shmon Esreis. If in my first Shmon Esrei I did not say Havdalah, this Shmon Esrei does not count. If I did say Shmon Esrei in the second Mariv, that will count now as my Mariv. Even though I thought it was my Mincha, it'll count as my Mariv. And I'll have to say a third Shmon Esrei to now count for my missed Mincha. I'll end up saying 3 Shmon Esreis if I make that mistake. That's like a double mistake. I missed Mincha, and then in my first Shmon Esrei for Mariv, I didn't say Havdalah. Bad news, guys. You're going to end up saying 3 Shmon Esreis at Mariv. You should definitely try to avoid that. We're going to stop there because we're going to ask, hopefully you understood that piece. Maybe we'll go over it again just to make sure it's clear in class as well. But once you have the grasp of that, you can then understand, hopefully, the question, the big attack question, the Ur Minhu, the contradiction actually, right? You guys all know what Ur Minhu means now. What the Ur Minhu is on this case. But again, try to get those translations down. I'll try to make this text a little smaller just so you can get it down if you haven't yet done so. Make sure you get box 13, 14, 15, and 16 down. Those are very, very important. And then we will take this up in class tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.